Hello, welcome to this weather update. It's about 8:40, 8:30. It's gonna be on. By the time it'll get me up, it'll be over after 9 o'clock. But it's July 19, 2019, with just a taste of what we're gonna have to deal with. The humidity is absolutely terrible today, but we haven't had too much heat on the island. The humidity is very high. We're gonna look at some temperatures first, some of the conditions across areas, see what the highs reach today across our area. We'll start with Farmingdale, where it is 81 degrees. And look at the dew point, up to 75, so very humid. Let's see what it hit Farmingdale. So didn't really get that warm on Long Island. It only got to 83, and that's because we had a lot of clouds, and the clouds didn't really break up until the afternoon. So, and we had the sea breeze, so it kept the temperatures down. But the dew points were still well into the mid 70s. Extremely, extremely humid out there. You can't walk far without getting sweaty. And unfortunately, I had to do a lot more walking than I would have liked to have done today because. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into it, but it's just transportation just failed me again today. So 80 degrees at Islip, 76 degree dew point, and it got up to 83. So look at these dew points though, 77. It's all about these really humid dew points, and tomorrow we're gonna have this coupled with the high temperatures, and that's what's gonna make it. It's gonna be hot enough as it is. So in Central Park, you go, it's 89 degrees. But the dew point is 75, and that makes it feel like 99 degrees. And we have the excessive heat warning in effect for this entire weekend. So let's go and look at Toms River. And let's see what Toms River is right now. So it's 87, still holding on to the heat. Look at this reading. Take a look at this reading here. I'm going to make this larger so you can see it's 87 degrees, and the dew point is 78. So that makes it feel like 100 degrees. That's crazy. Some of these dew points being reached in Toms River are absolutely insane. So dew point 78, and look at that. It managed to hit 95 in Toms River today. So 95 degrees it hit in Toms River. Actually, let me just fix this and get this down to a proper size here. I could draw a map of all the high temperatures, but it's just too much. I don't have the energy for it tonight. I'm sorry. If they're having to go out in this heat. So 88 degrees at Belmar Farmingdale, dew point 76, feels like 99. Because I had to get what I had to get done today because it sure as hell ain't getting done this weekend. So some brutal heat out there. We'll look at some of these temperatures around right now, and you can see the difference between. I wish it could actually show the high temperatures on here. It doesn't actually show the high temperatures on here. I wish you could program this to show the high temperatures. That would be great. But you can see the island's mainly still in the low 80s, and with the dew points, it's very muggy out. Except you're on the South Shore, maybe you got some upper 70s. The city, obviously, urban heat island in effect. Temperatures being reported upper 80s, low 90s in the city, and Jersey also holding on to the heat with mid 80s. But it's really all about these dew points. Again, if we look at some of these weather stations, you'll see these dew points here. They're very high. Dew points 80 degrees, 81 degrees, 77 in Toms River. So these are really high dew points near 80 degrees. This is not something that's supposed to happen. This is the climate change part of it. The climate, because the oceans are warmer, you get this. And this summer is turning out to be pretty bad. And actually, I want to look at some other weather stations across the country as well and take a look and see what they have, because on the other side of the Appalachians, I think the humidity might even be higher. So let's take a look at State College. 84, dew point 72. Okay, so the humidity is a little lower there. Let's continue to head west here and see, because some of the models were really indicating some very high humidity in certain areas in the western, like into Ohio and stuff. So let's take a look at this. 87, dew point 74. Dew points in the mid 70s in Ohio. I still think we're going to see more 80-degree dew points as we head to this weekend. So we'll go over to the Ventu sky. Before we do that, let's look at the models and take a look at see what we have coming as far as the temperatures go. Now there could be scattered showers moving. The GFS seems to have some really scattered showers, but it's mainly to the north of us, and then another little batch maybe Saturday night. And again, due to this heat, anything can pop up in this humidity, but it'll probably be very localized. Let's look at the temperatures. This is the 18Z GFS now, so more recent run of the GFS as we head into Saturday. Long Island, mid and upper 90s, and I still think Jersey gets to 100. I still think Jersey gets to 100 tomorrow. And then for Sunday, we got more of a west wind on Long Island. I think we're going 95 to 100 on Long Island. And Jersey could be 100 or higher. Tom's River, I think Tom's River goes past 100 tomorrow and Sunday. That's what I think is going to happen with Tom's River. And then we see that cool down. Let's take a look and see how the GFS has that cool down coming into play here. So Tuesday, you can see significantly much cooler temperatures, much more relief as this front comes through, and then we have mid 70s for Wednesday, and then Thursday we still mid 80s. So it does drop after that, but of course we have the heat, but we also have the humidity, and when you look at some of these really high dew points, which may be being underdone by the GFS. Maybe being underdone. So we have dew points upper 60s, low 70s tomorrow. I think we're going to be above 70 with those dew points. And you see, look at the dew point pool that's developed over here, over Ohio. So I'm really curious to see what happens in this area. We could see dew points above 80 in this area, which is absolutely crazy. All right. Go into Sunday, dew points remain humid. We have dew points basically in the low and mid 70s, coupled with the temperatures 95 to 100, which is going to make it feel like 110 to 120 out there, right? It could be like Death Valley. It's going to feel like you're in the middle of Death Valley, but even worse than that. So here comes the front for Monday. You can see these dry air trying to get through, but a little wave develops along the front because the front kind of gets stalls out. The GFS still wants to stall this front out, unfortunately, on us. This seems to be an issue with the GFS run. The model's continuing to do that. I can't even look at that. I mean, we really have to talk about the heat, but I'll look at the clouds to show you what's going to happen. So we go in here and we see this front coming through, and it just gets hung up to the south and takes its sweet time coming through all weekend long. That's the GFS solution, is to slowly move this thing along. I mean, the Euro is different. We know that already. The Euro has different look to it. We can look at the Euro as well. But I want to look at some other models. I want to look at the NAM. Let's go to the NAM and take a look at not the cloud fraction, but the chances of thunderstorms. So let's see if we can see any thunderstorm formation here. I don't think so. It does seem to pop something up tonight over our area, which is interesting. NAM does that, and then there's like a complex that moves through to the northwest of us. Then it's dry, no storms, pretty much dry all weekend. Dry all weekend, and only goes out to 060 on Monday. So we'll also look at the dew points on this model, because I think the NAM is a little better reading the dew points. So as we go into the NAM, you see dew points are in the low and mid 70s. The NAM is more humid, and that's what I'm leaning toward too as well. And then Sunday, look at those dew points, 76, 77. It's going to be oppressive, and no sea breeze or very weak sea breeze coupled with this disgusting humidity. And then look, the dry air tries to come in by Monday morning. So we'll have to keep our eye on it. It's going to be a brutal weekend, and they are working on this project on the Long Island Railroad, which I feel bad for the workers and anyone who has to be outside in this. It's deadly. It really is. They have to make sure they drink plenty of water and stay cool, because it's really going to be bad. I'm curious to see what the NAM has for temperatures as well. Probably not quite as hot, because the NAM runs a little cooler. NAM doesn't have us getting to 100. It has us in the 90s. And Sunday has us closer to 100 on the NAM. So I think of the 2 days, I think Sunday will be worse. Obviously, you have the heat building. That could be a lot worse than today as far as that goes. So you have this heat building into the area. So basically, after one hot day, you have that residual heat, and then you're going to just build on that for the next day. So we're going to look at now the 500 millibar level, and I'll show you the difference between the models, I think, and the reason why that front might stall out. So this trough is going to come through, and the GFS has it further to our west, and that puts the parallel wind flow in our atmosphere southwesterly, which it makes it difficult for cold fronts to come through. And you can see it digs this deep trough to our west, and then finally pulls it out by the end of the week. Now, if we look at the European model, you'll see it looks different. The trough is not as deep. It's more over. The trough doesn't hang like it does. So the winds in the upper atmosphere are more westerly, which encourages the front to come through. So that's the difference that we have between the models, and why they have differences with the front. All right, let's go to windy. Look at windy.com, and I want to just go over some of these air quality forecasts for tomorrow because I noticed that did have quite a bit of haze around in the evening. I'm wondering if that was from smoke or not. So this is NO2. This is PM 2.5. This is aerosols. So, and this is ozone layer. So, obviously, with all this heat, it means the air quality is not going to be good. And we can look at the satellite here. I'm at the radar, and just showing you the radar. Just a couple of showers, well up to the north, very weak. Not much going on. Look at the satellite. You can see these showers actually. So these are parts of thunderstorms that look pretty heavy that did develop on the Pennsylvania-New York border. That may have been pretty heavy, but they're not affecting our area. So we go to the MODIS satellite now and see what the MODIS satellite looks like, and see if we can see any smoke or haze in the air at all on this. Because it looked like, noticed it this evening. I think there might have been a little, but I don't think it's smoke. I think it's just haze from the heat that you get when you get these kind of air masses. So that's just about it. So again, tomorrow we could get near 100 degrees. And the last time New York City got to 100 degrees was in what year? 2012. And what happened in 2012? There was an Arctic sea ice minimum. So I'm reminding my viewers that the lack of sea ice in the Arctic has direct correlations with increased amounts of heat waves in our area on hotter summers. So keep that in mind as we continue to lose sea ice. What we're going to be dealing with, it's going to get worse exponentially. So that does wrap up this weather update. Thank you for watching. And stay cool tomorrow. Stay inside. Don't go outside if you don't have to. If you have to go outside, minimize your exposure. Don't walk far. And try to stay in air conditioning. And I just hope and pray there aren't too many power outages. There probably will be some scattered power outages because the heat is putting a strain on the system. But hopefully there won't be too many. I hope there aren't. So that wraps up this weather update. Please be careful and stay cool tomorrow, and God help us get through this weekend. Take care.